Hi, this is Roger Balser of Balser Wealth Management, and welcome to our 2-Minute Tuesday for October 22nd, 2017. 25 of the 30 Dow Jones industrial stocks were up an average of 1.04% on the day. You'd suspect that the Dow had a good day. However, your suspicions would be wrong. On October 17th, the Dow lost 2 points, despite only 5 stocks losing ground. The reason is because the Dow is a price-weighted index, just like Congress. On Thursday, IBM and Goldman Sachs accounted for 100 points on the downside of the Dow. For perspective, if the Dow Jones Industrial Average was an equal-weighted index like the Senate, it would have been up 52 points. Speaking of IBM, I wanted to take a look at the technical picture of IBM and see if actually the top financial news information on Thursday of most of the sites were talking about the fact that IBM was down more than 6% on a day when the S&P was within pennies of hitting a new all-time high. Interesting enough though, IBM is actually nearly 20% off its high water mark of $216 a share in March of this year. It's not exactly the type of action that a market leader exhibits, and the action on Thursday was a result of the negative reaction to the earnings news, and the price of the stock fell to levels not seen since October of 2011. However, this was not the first sign of technical weakness for IBM. The stock has had a storied decline this year. It began as early as April of 2013, with a move back into a negative trend when the shares were trading at about $194 a share. Oftentimes, the technical deterioration of a stock precedes the fundamental reasons, in this case the earnings, for the decline. But as you can see, the weight of the evidence for this stock has been negative for much of the year. It clearly turned negative in April, and it's done nothing but get more negative ever since. The weight of the evidence is still negative here, and after yesterday's action, the inevitable questions will start to come out in when should we begin buying IBM? The simple answer here is the weight of the evidence is negative, and while the stock is now statistically oversold on a near-term basis, there are better looking options ahead. I think you should cover up the name, look at the chart, then ask, would I buy this stock? The recent drop in the price of IBM is now at the average price of famed value investor Warren Buffett's average price. Did Mr. Buffett sell? I don't know, but I hope he followed the charts and is counting his gains, not holding on to the big time loser. Warren, if you need any help, be more than happy to talk to you. Please give me a call, 440-934-3114. Remember that any of the securities mentioned in this video are not a recommendation to buy or sell, and they also do not represent specific recommendations of Balser Wealth Management. If you are relying on a video for investment advice, you're making a big mistake. You should consult with your investment advisor before you make a decision to buy or sell any security. And if you do not have an investment advisor, I encourage you to contact Balser Wealth Management at 440-934-3114